Well, now see, and there's a few people that I've interviewed, and I mean, you do this for a living. Am I
Yes,
right?
I do.
Okay.
Yes.
You're not independently wealthy, and you just somehow.
Nope.
And I shared this with Rick McGaha a minute ago, make sure he didn't have an oil well in his front yard or something like that.
No,
But you do this for a living.
I do.
That's a whole different ballgame.
It is, absolutely.
Okay.
You gotta make nice horses, or you're not going to keep customers.
Right.
So there's a lot of work and a lot of time goes into it, and because it's your reputation,
Right.
And I feel that I've proven over the years, if I come in the ring, I'm usually coming in on a good horse, or I don't put it in the ring.
Right.
And I have a certain type of horse that I like,
Right.
as everybody has their own type of horse. And so you got to present something good, or you're not going to stay in business.
Right. What do you ever find? Say you think you really got a good horse until you get to about the first weigh, and the bottom falls out of your market. You know what I mean?
Oh,
everything
100%.
goes to heck in a handbasket.
Yep.
That is an awful feeling.
It is, and it can be taken away from you just like that.
Yeah.
You might have 10 customers one day, and you make the wrong one mad, and you got none.
Exactly,
so it's the way it is in this business.
Yeah.
And it's
in the horses, there's no exact science. It's not like a race car and other things like that. I mean, you know what I mean? You really, there's no, they have all these personalities, don't they?
They do, and they have moods just like people.
Yeah.
My horse that I showed the other night, he's gone in this ring and world championships and won world championships and been perfect, and absolutely was completely different horse the other night.
Yeah.
To where I had to excuse myself.
Right.
Because I could tell it wasn't going to be pretty if I didn't. And, and here I am going to be sitting with nothing to show on stake night.
Right.
Because my horse just wasn't in the mood to do it.
Well,
and that happens
when you excused yourself, and we were watching and said the same, Janice admires that. And she said, she said that you should, I mean, if you gallop and run it, now some people think you ought to stay there and line up and take your medicine. And that's everybody's got their own opinion. But sometimes, and I've seen Sue done that, do that. I mean, if something really goes haywire, I've seen her excuse herself and going out of the ring.
I don't care to stay in there and get beat if I break in front of a judge or something.
Right.
But that was going to be dangerous for other people and myself.
Right.
And it was just time to go. It just wasn't that. Like I say, I'm one, if I get beat, I'll stand in the lineup and I'll take it.
Right.
But if it goes to that extreme and it was going to be scary for other people, I'm out.
Right. And like I said, everything's, and I've shared this before, and I don't have news stories. Janice says I need news stories. I don't have news stories. Okay. One time we was putting on a little horse show in Tazewell, Virginia, and we always got the spotlight from the high school. We spotlighted them horses as they come in, and it really was cool. And I was training walking horses in, and I had walking horses training them, and I come in on the most three-legged thing you'd ever seen in your life. I'm talking about real, not like when a horse's sucker was just as three-legged under that spotlight. And I've had great rides, but I remember that one.
Yeah.
That sticks out in my mind.
Yeah.
Golly.
I guarantee it. And there are those rides where you're like, man, if I could just have that one back.
Yeah.
If I could just do it again a different way. But, that's.
Jason Hughes told me something, and I want you to tell me what comes to your mind. He told me the other day that Billy Gray told him one time, he said, every horse has one great show, and that show stands out to you. And people remember it, and you remember it. And you'll work yourself to death trying to get that one back.
Yep.
But when you think about a horse that you've had that really made a great show.
Who would be my number one? Windjammer.